to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Releasing control arch restriction systems. 3, 2, 1. Approval of Situation A recognized. Commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, one and all, wherever you may be. Welcome to Weekday Anime, where today we're just going to have a bit of a chill stream, and we're just gonna go through one list today. But the list that I have is really good, or at least from what I remember seeing in it. There was a lot of them that were really good, and a lot of them that I haven't seen. So it's gonna be a lot of fun going through and discussing this. Excuse me. And I want to say hello to everyone who's here. I want to say hello to the Comic Relief Crusader. Great to have you. And hello to 80s Made Consumer. I hope you're getting all your stuff figured out there, because I know it's not fun having somebody messing with your financials. So good luck to you. And welcome Zacharat 315. And hello to the Nerdporio live forum. Good to have you here today. And Stephen Ransom, good morning. Yes, it's time to get up, get moving, and get things going right. And let's see here. War Monkey, good to have you here today. And yes, thank you for clicking that bell notification. It is supposed to notify you right as about 30 minutes before it starts. So thank you for doing that. And hello to Roger Ryder. Great to have you here today. And to Purple Valkyrie. Hello there. And to D-Bud Martin. Thank you for being here today also. And let's see. The Peter Venkman fan site. Well, maybe semi-awake, but we'll get you fully awake and going here. So hopefully you'll enjoy what I've got in store for you today. So as I said, we're just going to go through a list. And it's a pretty good one from what I saw. And I've actually saved quite a few of the video clips or where they're at on YouTube, so that way we can go through them and watch them together. And hello to the lovely Sherry, and hello to Dennis McCullough. Great to have you all here this morning. Excuse me. Now, since this is going to be a video heavy show, I got to have a separate window open to make sure that we don't get smacked down by Mama Susan. So, hold on. No, don't leave sight. Don't do that. Hold on a sec. I got to get this loaded up here. Forgive me. I am not as prepared as I normally should be. So just a second here. And hello to LR Dice. Great to have you here. And to Monkey Jeebus. Thank you for coming in today. All right. Now that I've got that, let me get this shared. There we go. Now this one is from Fandom Spot. This is their top 30 best anime of the 2000s, series and movies, by Alex P. And looking over the list, there's a lot on here that, as I said, I haven't seen. For myself, I wasn't overly heavy into anime during the 2000s. It was my 20s, and some things shit in my life and all that. But looking at it now in retrospective, there's quite a few on here that I know that other people have told me that they really do like. So let's start at number 30 with Samurai Champloo. It's a story of three individuals whose fates just won't allow them to split up. Two legendary swordsmen and one proper samurai, and the other a battle. Let's see, troublemaker overflowing with talent. and a female lead who somehow puts up with the two. That sounds like the 2000s. Sounds kind of like Friends, but with swords. Maybe, I have no idea. I never watched Friends, so I'm kind of in the dark on that. But the first video clips that I do have is from the show. So let me switch screens here. And now we'll share another screen. There we go. All right. So this is a clip from Samurai Champloo. Make sure I've got the volume turned up here. Yeah, let's see here. Let me close my second screen. That's better. Roger Ryder said it's a good show, but he didn't like the end, and he usually doesn't. And Champloo has a great dub by Bang Zoom and a great soundtrack. Well, let me start this here, and let's check this out.
You're the lowest of the low.
What'd you say?
Your stance leaves you wide open, and your moves are totally inefficient.
Now taking jabs at each other while it looks like they're sitting in prison.
All in all, your fighting style is a mess.
You son of a...
I swear, you are the most undisciplined fighter I've ever known.
The things to say to your cellmate.
Shut your damn mouth.
And the only one I wasn't able to kill.
Mugen is the name, pal. You got that?
Mugen.
That's right.
My name is Gene. You should remember it.
As they lay there on the floor and looks like they're unable to move because they've had their butts completely kicked.
Please, sir.
Forget it. The prisoners aren't allowed to have any visitors.
Can't you bend the rules? For a minute? Oh, please, sir, do it for me. Pretty please.
No way.
I'm begging you. I'll do anything.
Anything?
Oh boy, you can see where his perverted mind went to right at the very beginning. Oh.
You mean you'll, have sex?
Anything but that.
What is this? You said anything, you lying little bitch.
Not with you, Baldy. No way.
I'm not bald. It's the hairstyle.
Cut it out.
Oh boy. Oh, let's see how this part ends here.
Stop wiggling.
Take this. Thanks for the help, Momo.
A flying squirrel. Oh, that's pretty funny. And it's from the first episode. Yeah, as I said, I've never seen this show, so this is actually my first time watching that clip. So I think I'm gonna have to try and check that one out. It does look pretty interesting. So back to the list here. So they have this one on there. So let's go down here. Next one they have on here is The Melancholy of Harui. I probably butchered that and I apologize. Of Harui Suzami. Or Suzumiya. There we go. Nobody can fault you for thinking this is just another slice of life anime at first, because it is, but it also isn't. Slight spoiler warning ahead. The show plays off as a slice of life, but with the universal twist of the protagonist basically being God and her friends being an alien, a time traveler, an Esper, and one really unlucky guy. Well, at least they weren't lacking for creativity at this time. Oh, that just sounds funny. Let's see. And yes, we all want an attack squirrel. That would be good. Let's see. You have to see the show. This is from the same producers, director of Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. I do think I need to do that. So that's another one from the list here. Uh, I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can pronounce this. Bakemonogatari. Bakemonogatari. If you're a fan of urban legends, folk tales, and the supernatural, then the Monogatari series should be right up your alley. With the presence of a lovely looking vampire, formerly known as Shaltir, all kinds of weird spirits, curses, and people start showing up around our protagonist, Ararage. I probably butchered that, but I apologize. It feels like a mix of Monsters of the Week show and a slice of life show, overlaid with beautiful scenery, good characters writing, and the right amount of crazy, crazy girlfriend action. See, this is what I love about doing this type of show and about doing the Saturday show. I get to experience a lot of things for the first time, especially with shows that are typically not up my alley. This is not something that I would probably normally have thought of or seen, but it sounds weird enough that it could work. Yes, I do need. I understand the most basic of fundamentals, like with the Romanized wording and how they put extra emphasis on certain things, but trying to learn it. eh, English was hard enough as it is, and I don't want to brag, but I'm extremely proficient with English. I may not speak it properly all the time, but I do know how to write it and correct it. And I want to say hello to a few other people that have come in today. Hello to Low Spec Linux Laptop, and hello to Channel 66, and hello to Decepticon's Cave of Villains. Welcome to you. So, another one there for the list to check out. The number 27 on here is Bakano. Now, that one I think I did pronounce right. So, among anime fans, I have often heard that no other anime tells a story as beautifully in 13 episodes as Bakano. It's because not only overarching story brilliant, but it's actually comprised of many smaller stories interwoven towards a conclusion, seemingly through pure chance. Interesting. Western influence is definitely visible in the show. That mafia Godfather aesthetic oozes out of every scene. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess that's one to add to the list. If it's only 13 episodes long, could binge it out in a weekend, and I have to give that a try and take a look. And number 26 on their list is Naruto, or Naruto. Yeah, I believe that's how it's pronounced. But this is a show that is either love or hate, or love to hate, or hate to love, or seems to never end, and extremely popular throughout all the years. But as they say here, love 'em or hate 'em, you can't deny the influence the show has had on anime culture. From the thousands of Believe It's to the battle tactics to invade Area 51, it has been a staple for years. Yeah, this is one that I know that was on Toonami and quite prevalent during the late 2000s while I was before I was married and while I was going to college. I do remember a few of my uh, hold on, my brain just died. Give me a second. Reboot. Okay, rebooted. A few of my fraternity brothers loved to watch Toonami and Cartoon Network at night, so this was one of the shows that they'd like to watch. Probably not for me. I do like all the action stuff, but I think this falls into the same camp as Dragon Ball Z and One Piece. Just too much, too many, too hard to find a good jumping in point and to be able to stick with it. So let's see. Naruto is in your top 5 all time. I can definitely see that. And need to check out let's see, Bakemonogatari. Yeah. Yeah, that one looks interesting for sure. And let's see here. Naruto is good, especially Super Shippuden. No, I'll have to take your word for it. Maybe I'll check it out and try to get into it here. And let's see here. Moving on. Now this one I have been watching. Death Note. Let's see. I think I must agree with it. The best cat and mouse show to date. Everything that I've seen so far of it, and I've watched about the first sixth of it. This is out there. This is really a strange one. So basically, you get Light Yagami, who finds the Death Note that's left over or that's dropped, and he starts killing off all the bad people, trying to reshape the world into his image. And then the Shinigami that dropped it, as you can see there, he reveals himself to him. But during this whole thing, the Japanese police force hire the detective known as L to go up against him. And the back and forth of the whole thing, yeah, it's been great. It really has been. I can't recommend this one enough. Excuse me, to check out. So let me bring up the video of it here real quick. Let me switch this. There we go.
There are plenty of things this world could do without. Immorality, sin, crime. It's time for a change.
Definitely an interesting take on what happens if you make immortal basically have the power of a god to be able to change things. What would they do? And just so that I claim that I remember, the Shinigami, his name is Ryuk. I had a moment there, but I do remember his name.
I have the power to make the world, to make people better, and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm not afraid to kill. How and when it happens is entirely in my hands. All I need is a name, a face, a pen, and this notebook.
If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack.
No one can stop me.
I'm chasing someone without a name or face. Someone who believes he's on a righteous path, ridding the world of criminals. But his brand of justice is misaligned. By acting as a god, he himself has become the criminal.
Definitely, as I said, an interesting take on all of this. The human who uses the note can neither go to hell or to heaven. Oh, that's talk about staying in a permanent state of purgatory, one way or the other, or limbo.
It's my duty, no, my calling to find him and show him what justice truly means. You'll hear me, but he'll never see me coming. And when I find him, his capture will be the world's liberation. I'll uncover Kira's real identity if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, the toying between L and Light Yagami, from what I've seen, it definitely intensifies, and I can see the obsession of both of these starting to take them over and becoming so singular to where they can't do anything else. Let's see here. Excuse me. Yeah, the Shinigami is like comic relief in the series. Yes, Ryuk definitely is more along that line. And Death Note is great. The 2006 Japanese live action movies are also good. Yeah, they did look pretty good. Let's see, the Japanese live action is better than the Netflix version. Yeah, Netflix crap flicks can definitely shove that one straight up their tailpipe.
I swear, I am justice. Kill me if you can.
And that is Death Note in a nutshell. So if you haven't seen that one, I've watched the first sixth of it, and so far it has been very interesting. Quite a few little twists and turns, especially dealing with Light Yagami's family, which I won't give anything away for those that haven't seen it. So please forgive me. I've got morning congestion. So while I take care of some of that, I think it's time for a Alucard break. This one is what I affectionately call bitches love cannons.
Classy. But guess what, Jeeves? That garrote wire won't do shit for dick against armor this thick. What's that, Alfred? How thick is it? Well, half as thick as my dick. So thick enough that you need a fucking anti-tank rifle to pierce it. And I don't even see a piece on your wrinkly old ass.
Police girl, if you may.
Bitches love cannons.
Oh, fuck, that's an anti-tank rifle. Oh, fuck, that's an anti-tank rifle!
And speaking of which, speaking of the 2000s, that is also another series that we're going to touch upon because it also happened in this decade. Oh yes, Helsing. Oh, let's see here. Moving on. Bring back up the screen here. There we go. All right, we got Cashern Sins. If you want positive vibes and fast-paced story, skip this one. This show is about as sad and depressing as Tumblr. Oh, well, in that case, we don't need that level of Tumblr. Let's see here. And for the most part, it treads along the narrative path at the pace of a wounded animal. Well, no, that doesn't sound overly pleasant. So I guess if you like suffering in that, there's your show. Let's move on to the next one. Soul Eater. How do you describe Soul Eater? Well, imagine if Halloween was a show, but was also somewhat funny. Oh. Well, in that case, why don't we switch it over here, and I'll bring up the preview clip that was created for this. Let's see here. War Monkey says, Catherine, I'm a fan. Very cool live action movie too. And Nerd Warrior says, noir. Excuse me. And Dennis says, that is an interesting play with the color choices. I never noticed between L and light. If you know anything about Kabuki theater, red is always the protagonist and blue is always the antagonist. Yeah, they definitely play on all the excuse me, a lot of the tropes there. And it looks like my signal kept going down. That's the only problem with living where I live right now is if other people are home at the same time that I'm trying to do this, my internet connection tries to go to crap. So hopefully it maintains itself well enough here for us. Let me share this one here. And this is recommended for mature audiences.
Let's go, Soul Eater. Maka is a Meister, and soul is her weapon, literally.
A little different looking, but looks to be fairly action heavy.
Every ghoul she drops and every soul he sucks down strengthens their bond. And when the Grim Reaper sends them into battle against the supernatural forces of evil, you know, like witches and werewolves and zombies and stuff. Yeah, they're freaking lethal too.
Interesting. Death sending them after the evil for like the Grim Reaper isn't evil in and of himself. Let us continue here. Okay. So from the studio that brought you the Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist, that's definitely always good. Those are great shows.
Fighting alongside their Meister weapon friends and owning the monsters that lurk in the shadows. Maka and Soul are totally the last line of defense against evil. We're coming. Soul Eater.
Well, it definitely looks interesting. And let's see here. Zakarot says Noir is a good anime. Yeah. And how is L not diabetic? I have no idea. And yeah, StreamYard's it's behaving, but I also have more people here probably using the internet than what I normally do at this time, so that it causes some issues on my end. But yeah, it is temperamental. And Soul Eater is a good one, and one of the funny dubs that don't suck. I have to give that one a chance. Yeah, definitely consider it at least. And let's see here. Let me bring back up the list here. There we go. So Soul Eater, the one to check out. 22, Monster. How far are you willing to go to uphold your own moral sense of right and wrong? The central question that Monster poses as we watch the day-to-day life of a doctor, Kenzuo Tenma. A renowned brain surgeon, and as such, he saves lives, but also watches people die on the operating table every day. But does everyone get a fair chance? Life or death? Is it really random? And once a decision is made, can you atone for it in the future? Interesting. This is one that I've never heard of. So, something that's a little different. There's one to check out. And then there's Hell Girl. The best way to describe it is a Monster of the Week show where the monster wins. Oh, really? In its universe, at midnight, you can access a site. On that site, you can send a hit on someone you hate. Ooh. And without fail, they will die at the hands of Hell Girl. Yeah. Probably not up my alley, but an interesting idea nevertheless. Sword of the Stranger. If you love samurai shows, then you'll love this movie has to be on your watch list. It's a tale of a young boy and his adorable pupper who have to resort to petty crimes to survive. Excuse me. But suddenly they're given the Aladdin treatment and full-on assassins start pursuing them. Oh, interesting. I do actually, I did clip this YouTube video, so let's share it and let's check it out. Let's see. Sword of the Stranger is bloody. Oh, there we go. And let's see. Is that for Sword of the Stranger or for the one prior? And yes, that definitely looks interesting. So let me share the screen again. And let's switch back over to this.
Listen, Kotaro. From this point, you must go alone.
What?
There's no time. Quickly.
Hey, Tobimaru, we'll have a feast tonight.
Man, I guess the Hidden Classic's right, because as I said, I never heard of it. But then again, I haven't heard of quite a few of these on this list until I read them. So, just my own thing there.
As soon as we're finished eating, we'll leave the village. Okay? Huh? Here, how about a deal? If you promise to help get us to safety at the Mangaku Temple in Shirato, I'll give you this as payment.
No, so hiring a swordsman to help protect him. No, that's a good idea.
Why were those men chasing you?
It's definitely an aesthetically beautiful looking anime. I recognize several styles within this, and I really like how this one looks. It doesn't look like they're going for any of the cheesy. They're going for the more realistic look, and I think it plays off really well so far. Well, the attention to detail in this hand-drawn work is pretty remarkable. As I said, it looks really good to me. So let's finish up this clip here.
It was you? I could hear your voice. You called out my name, didn't you?
Well, my friend, where to next?
And it is available on Blu-ray. So that's good. Now, let's see here. Zacharot says he hasn't seen either of those, and neither have I. And watch it sub, not dubbed. You get a completely different dynamic than with the characters. No, that's pretty typical, though. Let's see. I'm really surprised. I've never heard of this one. It has a 7.8 on the IMDb with 16,000 reviews. Wow, there you go. There's one to watch then. And Chill Dog. Let's see. Yeah, Sword of the Stranger is also fascinating. I tend to like both historical and fighting animes. Well, that one definitely seems to combine it quite a bit there. Excuse me. All right, so let's bring back up the list and continue going through it. But you know what? Before I do that, I think it's time for another Alucard break. This one. Oh, which one? Which one haven't we done in a while? This one is called Alexander Anderson.
Fine, I'll give you the courtesy. The name's
Alexander Anderson.
Oh, fuck all kinds of duck.
You have been chosen to reveal my existence to the world. You will witness what happens here today, and you will tell of it later. Except you won't, because I'll have killed you.
Oh my, brilliant speech. And unoriginal. That's totally from Boondock Saints.
That's totally from Boondock Saints. Let's see here. Okay. Now, if it's on YouTube for free, definitely check out. Check all these out. There's a lot of these that actually are on YouTube that they haven't taken down or anything like that. So definitely check them out if you can. Excuse me. Let's see here. Nerdporial says that Monster is like if Hitchcock and De Palma worked on an anime. Heck, Wilford with Wilford. That's pretty funny. All right, so back to the list here. Get this shared once again. There we go. Next one on here is Summer Wars. You just gave, let's see. Okay, just to give you a picture of the world of Summer Wars. Imagine Zuckerberg, Bezos, and God made an alliance after watching some Digimon. What a description. Now there's an entire virtual world where you can go chill, buy stuff, and so on. But trouble arises when a virus starts spreading through this gigaweb, and all hell ensues. Yeah, well, it's what happens when you make a deal with Zuckerberg and the Bezos. So sounds like something a little off the wall, something to check out. Then we have Ouran High School Host Club. Is it a comedy? Yes. Is it your run-of-the-mill rom-com? No. The premise of the show is a little wacky, as in this particular high school, there's the host club, where attractive boys cater to the female body and make some paper, I would assume money. Among the various oddly flamboyant men is a girl named Harurai, who's doing this undercover to pay off a debt. And somehow she seems to have the most success with the ladies. Oh, Lord. Oh. Well, this one sounds too interesting to pass up, so let's share the preview that was created for this one.
Welcome, poor man, to our world of beauty.
Starting today, you are an official member of the host club.
So we got a female trying to pass as a male, and looks like is being fairly successful at it.
A host?
How effective a sideways glance can be. Why is he so popular?
Kind of sort of reminds me of a movie that was done, I think, at around this time called She's the Man or something like that. That's what I think of, or the frame of reference that I have for something like this.
Beauty should be shared with the world.
Except this is probably a hell of a lot better of a show than the other one was.
That was so cute, Harley!
Being a host and getting fussed over by a bunch of girls might not be that bad.
Run High School Host Club, available now.
Oh, that's one way to get the ladies all over you, I guess. Let's see here. Your girls like this. It was good. Let's see. It's very, very. Let's see. Yes. Slice of life. Need to see old fruit. Fruit baskets for a more modern one is definitely up there. And my friend Speaker for the Dead did do a review of Fruit Baskets, so be sure to check out his channel and find that review and check out what he has to say about it. Let's see. Just one of the guys was the same, but from the 80s. Yes, that's right. There you go. So yeah, some interesting shows so far. A lot of which I've never seen or even would have thought about checking out. But so far, most of these I've liked what I've seen. Let's go back to our list here. Next on it is Toradora. This one may seem odd considering the previous pick, as Toradora is just a high school rom-com. But listen, the show honestly doesn't have any twist to the formula. It's just a bunch of high schoolers, all emotionally confused, vulnerable, and seeking affection, intermingling with each other. But with character writing as good as the show has, it doesn't need much more than that. Well, there you go. Another high school rom-com, but with good writing. Next is Welcome to NHK. Let's see. It's all about the life, the struggle, and the development of... Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce... Let's see. Let me try. True Hikikomori Neat. I think I did that right, but I guess we'll see. If you don't dabble in anime lingo, that means he's not employed or does anything. Oh, so he's lazy. I would say he's an Andy Tifa type, but probably they don't have that there and they don't tolerate it there. So not an Andy Tifa. So maybe one to check out if you're wanting to see a more slice of life type show. Next is Steam Boy. Now this one, I've always seen previews for it and seen it floating around on lists, but I've never seen this one. In a world of Steam Boy, we're presented with an alternative history of 19th century England. Here, a scientist invents a new means of powering gigantic machines. Oh, okay. So if the Industrial Revolution taught me anything, it's that the exact scenario is a terrible thing. Yeah, I can see steam power being used for ill. So let's this one I actually did also want to share. So let's share this one. There we go. So this one is a movie. And TriStar released it here.
In a time of fantasy and wonders, in a world of man and machines.
Oh, that's joyous. Instead of a ghost in the shell type of android body, we've got a steampunk type of android body. Yeah, that's never creepy.
A young inventor receives a mysterious gift that holds the power to change the world forever. Now, a merciless enemy will do anything to stop this daring hero.
Oh, it definitely looks it kind of has that Studio Ghibli feel to it, but I don't think this was one of their works.
And steal this source of ultimate power. Now, prepare to go. Full steam ahead.
Definitely unique in its take on England and how steam power could be used to power more gigantic machines than what we were able to achieve.
From the director of Akira, Steam Boy.
Okay, that explains everything. So if this was directed by the director of Akira, hold on one second. My brain's not fully working yet. Hold on a sec. All right, so if it was directed by the same guy that directed Akira, of course it's all so tiny lettered I can't read it. That's probably help if I turn on another light. Give me a second here. There we go. Now I can see this. That's right. It was directed by Katsuhiro Otomo. So if it's the same gentleman that did this one, then that explains the beauty of it, because the work done Akira was astounding. The level of detail quite high, and this one seems to have quite a bit of good detail in it. And there you go. Another one to possibly check out. And yeah, it's not a Ghibli movie. Yeah, it had that same feel. And yes, there we go. Katsuhiro Otomo. And Steam Boy is Otomo's more wholesome work. Patrick Stewart was in the dub. There you go. It is a little dark for Miyazaki. Yeah, it is. And I also want to say hello to Horny Alf. Welcome to you, sir. And congratulations on winning the 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we had this past Saturday. And yeah, it's definitely a different take on everything. And one thing that I've really enjoyed is shows where they take on characters in places that are not from Japan. That's a very interesting. They do a very different take as far as how they view things or how they saw things possibly happening in these other countries. So, like with Helsing being set in England, having all English names, or Steam Boy being set there, it's just unique. It's different than anything else they typically do. So, definitely check that one out and see if it's up your alley and see if it's something that you would like to see. So, moving on here. Pull this back up. There we go. Number 14, Lovely Complex. It's a love story of two underdogs of the human species, short kings and tall queens. All right, I just have to say this. Recently, just scrolling through my Twitter feed, somehow it showed me a picture from Seth Green's wife. I guess they've been married for 12 years. Congratulations to them. but she is taller than him by about a good 3-4 inches. So the picture that they had of them kissing for that she posted on there, it's a little weird. It's always been a little weird to me to have the female being taller than the male. Maybe it's just because I'm a male and it's hard. I'm pretty tall. I'm 6'2". So every woman that I ever dated was always shorter than me, and my first wife was really short in comparison to me. Whereas my wife Amy, she's only just a few inches shorter than me. But dating or marrying or being with a woman that's taller than you, to me, is a little awkward. But if that's the way that you like it, then more power to you. And before we move on here, let's see. War Monkey says that the Tokyo Anime Award for 2005 was for the film. Yes, it did win some awards from what I remember. So, and yeah, Seth Green is a short guy, and he's your buddy. Well, that's awesome, and tell him congratulations. Staying married in general is difficult. Staying married while working in Hollywood, that's hard. So, congratulations to him. Let's see here. And hello to Blaine's Escape Corner. Lovely Complex has a pretty fun live action, if I remember. It's very possible. So, as I said, this is the first time I've ever heard of this show, so I literally know nothing about it. It just happens to be on this list, and the premise for it seems interesting. So, if you like more slice of life type shows with things being a little reversed, there you go. Now, going into a show that I do know a lot about is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, The Major. Yes. Now, this is one show that I did watch when it was first appearing here in the States on Toonami and Adult Swim. Absolutely love the show. It's a cyberpunk universe. The cyberpunk universe of Ghost in the Shell has always been on the radar for avid sci-fi fans, and for good reason. The Standalone Complex came out in 2003, probably stood out the most for its amazing detail and killer overarching plot. Yeah, they did a very good job with it. I can't complain. It is primarily episodic, where the team of cops specialized in virtual crime crack case after case. They are called Section 9, and at its core is Major Motoko Kusanagi, a cyborg badass who does her job by the books and demands respect. And she gets respect. So, everything about this show is awesome. In fact, it's so awesome that I finally ordered the Standalone Complex on Blu-ray. That's right, it's coming to me. I spoiled myself a little bit. So when I get it, I will do an unboxing, and then I'm going to enjoy it and watch it this month. This is one that I will watch all the way through again, because I really do like it. So let's see here. You do like the slice of life anime? Yeah, they definitely have their place. That is for sure. Excuse me. So number 12, we have Fate Stay Night. Now, this is another one that I've never heard of, but from what they describe it as, the Fate franchise has been a major player in the anime community for a while now, and for good reason. In Fate Stay, we're given a battle royale scenario where 7 magicians are chosen to fight for the Holy Grail, which can grant you any wish. So you already know that the combat in the show is top-notch, not quite as flashy as some modern shows, but definitely gripping and well choreographed. Well, there you go. If you like that type of thing, that could possibly be one for you. Next up is the Eureka 7. So they start off with an observation. Rarely do you see such a soft color palette in a mecha show. And if you notice on this particular list, very few mecha shows. I don't know if they just didn't make as many, or if everybody was so focused on Gundam or or Macross or anything like that to give this one a notice. But they say here that Because the Eureka 7 is primarily a coming-of-age story, where the progression of our main character and narrator, Renton, is in focus alongside the rest of the cast. No. Well, I do have the Eureka 7 preview here, so let's pull it up here and check it out. It's amazing to me how many shows Funimation had a hand in bringing, doing an updated release of it, either on DVD or Blu-ray. And it's a shame that they let their company go to shit like they did. That's right, I said it. They ruined that brand, and it really is a shame, because in general, on this side of things, the distribution side of things, I really like everything that they were able to get a hold of, and I like them overall as a company. But on the back end, with all the voice acting and what they did to Vic, yeah, they can shove that one straight up their ass. So it looks like she crashes a mech into these guys' home. That's not very nice.
Come on, tell us all about it. We're really curious to know. Did anyone actually see your dad save the world?
And of course, there's always going to be those that will question anything that you know to be true. But solving problems with fists is sometimes unavoidable. Try if you can, but it happens. Plus, it helps move the plot along. Yeah, this one looks to be a little more out there compared to some of the others.
Listen, kid, what is it that you really believe in? What?
Oh, I recognize that voice. That's the only problem with being a voice actor, is you tend to get recognized for your work and other things, and it's kind of hard to break away from that. But that's just me.
What did you believe in when you were inside the Nirvash?
You should come with us. It's just, there's no one else.
Oh, interesting. Definitely very interesting. Different than what I would have expected. But as they said, it's more of a coming-of-age story just with mechs versus a mech story with the coming-of-age. So.
Has to be you.
Oh, and there we go. That's a preview for the Eureka 7. Yeah, Funimation at one point was... Yeah, it is what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, I've never watched it either. But, yeah, I've never heard anything bad about it either, so definitely something to check out. Yeah, you can hurt people more emotionally with insults. That is very true. Yeah. Physical pain in some things is only temporary, but emotional and psychological pain can last forever. And there's actually more to the list that I wanted to get to, but our time today has unfortunately come and gone. But the next time that we speak during the week, we will talk about the last 10 on the list, because the last 10 are really good. So, excuse me. So with that, everybody, I appreciate you all being here today. I want to leave you with one last video clip. And this one is what we affectionately call a real vampire. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the clip.
Ah, yes. I love you, Edward.
And I love you, Bella. Hold on. Who is it?
Oh, you know. A real fucking vampire.